All right. Ninjas. Why did it have to be ninjas? Oh man, they're doing their Cobra Kai stuff. All right, Storm Shadow and the bad ninja. No. Storm Shadow is the bad ninja. Snake Eyes is the good ninja. And Jinx is the hot ninja. From my perspective, I don't know. I'm sure Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes have their own admirers. Not going to yuck anybody's yum. God damn it. They're that good. They just dodged out of the way of my assassinate. All right, let's try this again. I appreciate your Team Raphael, but you do have some katanas back there too. And then you have I'm not really sure what the ninja version of that is called. All right, Tiger Enforcer. Oh, it's one of the spirit people. Yay. I'm just going to geek out. What fights Nick's desire to bitch about the Confederacy? Nostalgia. I remember fighting you guys years ago. Oh, now you have Wolverine claws. Well, you've all got cool weapons. Can I hang out with you? I won't. Let's not fight. Can you guys teach me to be a ninja? Hi, Tiny Gremlin. Do you want to be a ninja?
No.
You don't want to be a ninja. Yes, I am a robber goblin. I think that's the exit. Yeah, I just went over to the entrance. I'm not very good at this. Yeah, well, they weren't using the money. And also, they're insured. They have insurance. They pay insurance for this. And I'm pretty sure they can write it off on their taxes. And... oh, you look cool. And, hey, if I steal enough money, the government will just bail them out. It'll be okay. They're going to be okay. And she leaves. Dad, you talking politics again. Oh, you put caltrops on the ground. Are you all just using different weapons? And now somebody's using a bow and arrow on me? Trying to kick me in the face? You're gonna have to kick lower, dude. Oh! Okay, hi. Man, arrows and shurikens and katanas and kicks and claws. Pick a weapon. Ooh. Kick me in my little goblin head. on a completely other topic, while we were in Asheville, we took the girls to go see the Super Mario Brothers movie. You got the glow. I'm going to have to take you out first. Do you keep the glow? We'll come over here. So we went to go see the Super Mario Brothers movie. It was fine. And that's not like a backhanded compliment or anything like that. I did enjoy watching it. It's not like, you know, it's not an amazing movie. It's fine. It is, you know, it's a kids movie, and that's not a dig at it. It was geared toward children. My 9-year-old really liked it. My 4-year-old actually got kind of scared during one part. There's a part where those undead, the skelly, are they called bonies? I can't remember what they're called in the game, but the Koopa Troopas that are undead skellies go after Luigi at one point in time. Spoilers for the Super Mario Brothers movie, and that was the reason why she didn't like it. Like, and she will remember. She was like, the part with the zombie turtles that scared me. But there's a part where Mario turns into a cat, and that was a big hit with my girls, because my oldest has a deep love and affection for kitties. I think I enjoyed it because my girls enjoyed it. Like, you know, it wasn't bad. There was some funniness to it. The voice acting was fine. Like, I was kind of like thinking, oh, is Chris Pratt just gonna be, you know, kind of shitty, or am I just gonna hear Chris Pratt? Like, the movie, honestly, I feel like the movie would have been better if they would have actually got voice actors instead of actors just using particular actors for name recognition and just their voices. I like how everybody's just doing, you know, kung fu fighting over here. They're just training away. I appreciate the dedication. You know, so that was fine. Me and Jess really want to go see the D&D movie, but it is like 2+ hours, and our youngest will just revolt. She does not have the what did we go see? We went to go see something, and she was revolting about it. I can't remember what we went to go see. But anyway, yeah, she's just going to tap out. It'll be, I mean, and even the hour and a half for the Super Mario Brothers movie, she was kind of getting a little antsy. Like, she just doesn't have the watching something kind of fortitude that our oldest does. Like, our oldest at like 3, we could take her to the movies, and she would sit and watch it. Like, you know, we could take her to a Marvel movie, and she would just be like, yeah, this is cool. She'd just sit there, eat her popcorn. Youngest, not so much. You know, all kids are different. Yay, I win. I got your phylactery. Like, everybody's praising Jack Black like, he steals the show. I mean, he was definitely like the biggest. He was the best voice actor of the cast. Like he did the best. Like he did the best. And I think partially because they let him sing at one point, and Jack Black is a better musician than actor / comedian. I am not a fan of Jack Black. I don't dislike him. I just don't have an affection for him. At least fortunately, he didn't make a career off talking out of his butt like somebody else did. Like he's fine. I really like Tenacious D. Like I actually think they're like him and what's the other guy? Kyle Gass maybe? I can't remember the other half of Tenacious D. Yeah, I like him better as a musician than as actor comedian. And I think just getting actual voice actors would have improved the movie. What am I doing now? I gotta look in a newspaper. Let's look in a newspaper. Council terrorizes neighborhood. All right. Or steal the sea loot from the Circle of Thorns. Well, let's go after the sea loot. Whee! I mean, I am after the fat loots. Whee! They put their loots in a cave just like the phylactery was. Unless maybe this is one of those big... No, it's not. I was hoping for one of those Circle of Thorns themed bases. I think that's it for the Super Mario Brothers movie, or the trailers. They actually did put some pretty good trailers. They had the trailer for the next Into the Spider-Verse. I'm actually pretty excited about that movie. I really liked Into the Spider-Verse. Honestly, I think that is the best Spider-Man movie. That might be a hot take or whatever, but I think that was probably the best Spider-Man. I think it's my favorite one. Also, might be your second best. Oh, all right. Are you a what is his name? A Sam Raimi Spider-Man fan, Squid? Spooky ghost. Oh, I probably should have attacked you. You like the first Tom Holland one? Okay, yeah, I prefer Hot Aunt May. Yeah. It's one of those things like I did not care for the Sam Raimi movies. And like for the longest time, everybody thought the second Sam Raimi movie was like the bestest Spider-Man movie ever. And which, you know, for the time, it probably was. Like, I do think that Sam Raimi is a good director. And I like his direction. But I don't like the camp. And I know it's like I think he's pulling from comics that he probably read as a kid, or, you know, whatever. He liked that. Like he wanted to use more like the old school villains like Sandman and, you know, Vulture and that type. And it was a fight to put Venom in there, you know, a character from 1988 in his Spider-Man movie. Yeah, too new of a Spider-Man character in there. But, you know, hey, that was kind of a change in the Spider-Man movie, or I should say the Spider-Man comic books and so forth. You know, not to yuck somebody's yum, but I don't care for the camp. But I do think he's a better director. And then like the Amazing Spider-Mans, I like the first one. I hated the second one. But I have liked the Tom Holland movies. Yes, tiny daughter. What can I do you for? What do you need? I'm talking about Spider-Man. You want something to eat? Well, hey, we'll eat lunch soon, okay? Okay? We're gonna eat. Don't worry. We're gonna eat. But you gotta wait a little bit. Okay. I like the Tom Holland. Like, I think he's probably my favorite Spider-Man. But at the same time, it's like the 3 different sets of movies, or I guess 4 if you go into the Spider-Verse. It's kind of like they couldn't really redo like what Sam Raimi did. So they had to do something different, and that's, you know, farther along in the comic books, and, you know, connecting him to Iron Man, which is fine. You know, that was an interesting story arc, like the whole Civil War thing in the comics. Like I look back fondly on that. I really liked J. Michael Straczynski's run on Amazing Spider-Man. That's kind of like my favorite Spider-Man. When they kind of made him grow up a little bit in the comic book, like he was out of college trying to be a professional. I really liked Straczynski's work on Babylon 5. That was a show that I really liked growing up. More adult Star Trek. Oh yeah, okay. Until he made the deal with Mephisto. Oh yeah, It's not the deal with Mephisto that I had a problem with. It was Brand New Day after that. Like after that they basically just had a brand new Spider-Man comic like every week. And it was just all just kind of just I don't know, like very disposable kind of junk in my opinion. Like One Last Day, I think that was the Mephisto deal. Like I was just kind of like, you know, the canon, like who knows what and all that stuff. Yeah, it was just the sheer number of stuff. So some of the stuff I like, some of the stuff you like, some of the stuff you don't. Also, I think the deal with Mephisto was Straczynski's way of saying, you know, I put Spider-Man and Mary Jane back together, you know, after kind of like a time apart, and I think he like, no, they weren't married at that. They were separated. Like he put them back together, and then, you know, he had to make a deal with the devil to like break them up. I think that was kind of like a meta kind of answer for it. You know, your mileage may vary, though. I just feel like it was like they could not. I feel like even the story, like he made the deal with the devil to save Aunt May's life, and I feel like that was the authors, the comic book writers' take on they will not let Peter Parker grow up. They will not let him be married and fuck and have kids. And, you know, Aunt May, who is either, I don't know, somewhere between 60 and 100, like, we cannot let her die. And then they got the best of both worlds with Miles Morales, where he got popular. So you can have kid Spider-Man and, you know, older, you know, younger adult Spider-Man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I really like the Ultimate Spider-Man run from Bendis, and the Miles Morales stuff. Like soon after Miles Morales became a thing when he took over for the Ultimate line, that's kind of when I started getting out of comics, because it was just honestly too expensive. And I discovered other ways that the internet could provide me with comic books. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But the Shady Rogues do not condone any such foolishness about using the shady parts of the internet to find things. In a video game. All right, what am I doing? Broker. Missions. What am I doing? Map, mission. I need to talk to my my newspaper. Steal a treasure map from the trolls. Yes. Let's go do that. Yeah, I have thought about like where do the comics go when I shuffle off this mortal coil. I got a shit ton of comics, mostly Marvel stuff, mostly the X-Men stuff. I started the X-Men cartoon in the 90s. That's what got me into comic books. Honestly, what got me into reading too. And then as some of those X-Men titles got canceled, like in the later 90s, then I got into other stuff. But also, I'm a big fan of like Hellboy, and like the Mike Mignola stuff. Motherfucker. Really? He's just standing there. Now I'm on my ass. I like the Robert Kirkman stuff, like Invincible and The Walking Dead. Although there was a point in time where I had to tap out of The Walking Dead because it was just, and then everybody died, and then more people died, and then Negan showed up, and he never died. Only ever watched The Walking Dead. I tapped out of The Walking Dead show also at some point. Like I don't I don't fault The Walking Dead. Like I'm glad that Robert Kirkman, Kentucky boy, done good. Shout out. He did good and then got the fuck out. Oh, he actually, like Robert Kirkman, I think he actually, there was a comic book store in Lexington that I used to, I can't remember the name of the comic book store, but he actually, I think he used to go into the comic book store that I bought from, and I got a signed trade because the guy who ran the comic book shop was kind of a skeezy guy, and I always kind of felt like that he just asked people, or he just asked Kirkman to like just sign stuff for customers. So I got a signed volume #1 of the trade of The Walking Dead, and I have no idea. Robert Kirkman's, and I always thought, is this real? Did he really sign this? Because his signature looks weird, but it actually apparently was him. It's this guy who spends a bunch of money. Can you sign this Walking Dead trade on your way out the door? I always felt kind of bad about that. Even though I wasn't I didn't have anything to do with it. I never met him or anything like that. I would like to have known the story, the conversation for that. I think I messed up. There we go. Come on. Yar, there be no treasure map here, just books. And I need a stool. I'm gonna have to get one of these crates over here. Never mind, I'll jump up on it. I'll read this way. I found a clue. I never read really any DC stuff. Not really their superhero stuff anyway. I was a fan of their Vertigo stuff. Like me and Jess both really liked Sandman. She's a Neil Gaiman fan. I am too, but she's definitely read. I don't think I've read any Neil Gaiman books, only comics. And I think she's pretty much read everything by him. All right, where am I headed? Oh, another bank robbery. Okay, Flash and the Batman Me and Jess watched the Flash show. Like the CW show. I think we watched the first couple of seasons and kind of liked it. Like there's so much like CW stuff, like DC wise. It was just kind of overwhelming. Yeah, Marvel I always took like Marvel was more based in reality. And I think like the X-Men's like being outsiders, like even within Marvel, and I'm really curious to see how they do this in the cinematic universe, because the X-Men kinda don't fit with all the other superheroes, because like, yes, wife, how is wife? Daddy's talking about comics. I'm gonna try to rob a bank, but like the X-Men, like when I read X-Men comics, it's like they have to fight Sentinels from government and big business types, because they're fighting for peace in a world that hates and fears them, yada yada yada. And then Captain America and the Avengers, and by extension like the Fantastic Four, they all kind of work for the government. And like every single time the superheroes get together, they're like, I don't know if I trust those mutants. Or kind of the similar thing with like the Hulk. He's an outsider. The government and military are coming after him. So they kind of don't fit. So I'm really curious to see like how they do mutants and X-Men in the cinematic universe. Maybe they'll just all get along. Everybody will just get along. Just like in the real world.